Have you ever looked at your life and quietly asked yourself, is this really the life I want? Maybe nothing is terribly wrong. You have a job, you pay your bills, you smile when people expect you to smile. From the outside, everything looks fine. But deep inside, something feels missing. It's hard to explain. You don't feel excited anymore, you don't feel curious anymore, you simply move from one day to the next. Sometimes the hardest part isn't failing, it's realizing you've been surviving instead of truly living. Many people spend years waiting for the perfect moment to make a change. They wait until Monday, until next month, until next year, until the children grow up, until they have more money, until they feel ready. But what if that day never comes? What if the perfect moment is simply the moment you decide that enough is enough? Starting over sounds frightening. It means leaving behind something familiar. It means walking into uncertainty. It means becoming a beginner again. And nobody enjoys feeling like a beginner. But here's something interesting. Every beautiful chapter in someone's life once began with uncertainty. Every successful entrepreneur once had their first customer. Every confident speaker once trembled before an audience. Every healthy relationship began with two strangers. Every great journey started with one small step. Perhaps the question isn't, should I start over? Maybe the better question is, what will happen if I never do? Today, we're going to explore one of life's most important decisions. When should you start over? How do you know it's time? And why might starting again become the greatest gift you ever give yourself? So find a comfortable place, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Sometimes we stay where we are not because we are happy, but because the unknown feels more frightening than the familiar. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest. Behind you is a road you've walked for many years. You know every turn, every tree, every rock. It isn't a beautiful road anymore. In fact, it's exhausting. But at least you know where it goes. In front of you is another path. You can't see where it leads. It disappears into the trees. There are no signs, no guarantees. Most people choose the old road, not because they love it, but because they fear what they cannot see. That is exactly how many of us live. We stay in jobs that no longer inspire us. We remain in relationships that have quietly become empty. We continue routines that stopped making us happy years ago. Not because they are good, but because they are familiar. Our brains are designed to keep us safe. For thousands of years, unfamiliar places often meant danger. The unknown could hide wild animals, bad weather, or other threats. Although our world has changed, our brains still react in similar ways. Today, the danger isn't a wild animal, it's uncertainty. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I lose everything? What if I regret it? These questions are natural. Everyone asks them. The difference is that some people allow fear to decide their future. Others acknowledge the fear and move forward anyway. Fear itself isn't the enemy. Fear is simply trying to protect you. The real danger comes when fear becomes your decision maker. Think about your own life. How many decisions have you made because you truly wanted something? And how many were made simply to avoid discomfort? Many people confuse comfort with happiness, but they are not the same. Comfort means nothing changes. Happiness means you are growing. Growth is rarely comfortable. Think back to when you first learned to ride a bicycle. You probably fell. You probably felt embarrassed. You probably wanted to quit. But imagine if you had stopped after the first fall. You would never know the freedom of riding. Life works the same way. Every meaningful change feels awkward in the beginning. A new career, a new city, a new business, a new language, a healthier lifestyle, even making new friends. Everything feels difficult before it feels natural. Another reason we fear starting over is because we become attached to our identity. Perhaps you've spent 15 years introducing yourself as an accountant, or 10 years calling yourself a manager, or 20 years believing you are the responsible one in your family. Your identity becomes comfortable, even when it no longer reflects who you truly are. Changing your life often means changing the story you tell yourself, and that can feel like losing part of who you are. But here's the truth. You are not your job. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. And you are certainly not limited by the labels you've carried for years. Human beings change constantly. The person you were 10 years ago is not the same person reading these words today. Your dreams have changed. Your priorities have changed. Your understanding of life has changed. So why should your future remain exactly the same? Sometimes we stay because we've already invested so much. This is known as the sunk cost. You think, I've spent 10 years building this career. I've already invested so much money. I've already given this relationship my youth. Leaving feels like wasting all that time. But imagine watching a movie for an hour. You're bored. You don't enjoy it. Would you force yourself to watch another 3 hours just because you've already watched the first one? Of course not. Yet people do this with years of their lives. Time already spent cannot be recovered. The only thing you control is how you spend tomorrow. Another hidden reason we avoid starting over is comparison. We look around and think, everyone else seems to have their life together. Social media makes this even worse. People post promotions, vacations, perfect families, beautiful homes, happy moments. Very few people post their sleepless nights, their doubts, their failures, their lonely mornings. You're comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel. And that's never a fair comparison. Here's something most successful people won't tell you. Many of them started over more than once. Some changed careers at 40. Some built businesses after 50. Some found love after divorce. Some discovered their purpose after retirement. Life isn't a straight line, it's a series of new beginnings. Perhaps that's what makes life so beautiful. Every morning gives us another chance. Every mistake teaches us something. Every ending quietly prepares us for another beginning. Maybe starting over isn't proof that your first plan failed. Maybe it's proof that you had the courage to keep growing. And perhaps that's what life has always been asking of you. Not perfection, but growth. Not certainty, but courage. Because the people who build meaningful lives aren't the ones who never feel afraid. They're the ones who decide that their dreams are more important than their fears. And that decision changes everything. Fear is not the problem. The problem is allowing fear to choose your future. Because one day you may wake up and realize that the life you were trying so hard to protect was never the life you truly wanted. But fear isn't the only reason people stay. Sometimes they stay because leaving feels expensive. They think about the years they've invested, the memories they've built, the time they can never get back. Yet they rarely stop to ask a different question. What is the cost of staying? Thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more English lessons. See you next time.